Live from the Performance Center in Tampa, Florida, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's the Triple H Show with your host, Triple H, starring Triple H, featuring Triple H making fun of Michael Cole, Triple H telling jokes, Triple H doing camera work. Did we mention Triple H? A surprise appearance by Triple H and not that much more. All tonight on the Triple H Show. Brought to you by COVID-19. So please remember to wash those hands.
Sledgehammer Wrestling Show.
Heyo, and what is up, gang? Thank you for checking out Sledgehammer TV tonight. Can you believe that we have found ourselves in the position that we as wrestling fans find ourselves in right now, with everything going on in the world and the outbreak touching everybody in one way or another, even without actually contracting this virus itself. It is having tremendous effects throughout the world of professional wrestling, and SmackDown is pretty much the first casualty that we have to witness and see what the hell they actually are going to pull out of their hats now that they can't have fans in attendance. And WrestleMania's fate is hanging in the balance, and there's a lot of real-world bullshit going on, and a lot of it, many people are on one side, many people are on another side, and no matter what side you come down on, you have got to admit that it has just been way too much. Just a little bit too much for all of us. So many of us probably tuned in tonight knowing it was going to be just another really useless show on a build towards a WrestleMania that has been lackluster at best. And we knew it was going to be weird. We knew it was going to be different. And it was historic in many ways, not for any really good reasons if you want to think about it. But the atmosphere, without the fans, being at the Performance Center, it was weird. It was weird, and it definitely didn't help any of the segments that were really bad tonight. And the one match that was actually pretty decent on this night just felt like it was missing something, because you cannot look at a show like this and deny. You cannot deny the importance of us. We, the wrestling fans, are what makes wrestling worth watching, and why the WWE does not really care about that anymore, why they don't see that if we don't show up and we're not there, they're just practicing, man. I felt like I was sitting ringside, or I was privileged enough to be brought down and watch the practice run for tonight's SmackDown. Nobody else in the arena. We're hanging out, watching behind-the-scenes stuff. Some of you guys overseas during an international broadcast got to see some real behind-the-scenes stuff. Apparently, during the tag team women's matchup, they went to commercial on international airwaves, and they got to see the girls standing around doing nothing, waiting to come back from commercial break because they were, I guess, mistimed on their breaks over there. Little things like that shouldn't be happening. Little things like that lend to the fact that it just shows you how important you are. Your voice, when it's not there, means a lot. Your voice, when it is there, could mean so much more. If you'd stop just eating the WWE crap and just going, yeah, I'll take this. Tell people what you want. Make your noise. It's needed. And tonight was proof of that. And some of the things that pissed me off tonight, we are going to kick off with a real big poop hammer. And this poop hammer is going, of course, to WWE management and whoever it is who has made this edict to have talent not look at the camera when they're cutting a promo. And on a case like tonight, if that is really an indefinite rule, then I don't understand why they couldn't bend the rules tonight. Because to have Sasha Banks and Bayley come out there tonight and talk to nobody and look out into a crowd that is non-existent to cut their promo is absolutely asinine. It is ridiculous to a point that I can't even come up with an appropriate word to describe just how ridiculous it actually is. At least for one night, can you not realize that your audience is in that camera? And if they're saying something, they should be saying it to us. There's no need to give a bland promo to the crowd when I'm sitting in the camera. All you gotta do is look at the little red light. Unnecessary for all that. All to set up a little bullying segment where Sasha and Bayley can pick on Michael Cole, not like Triple H didn't do enough of that throughout the evening, so that Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, the crisscross apple bliss. It's another team I can't apparently say. We got the Boston Connection and crisscross going out there for what? For what? What does any of this matter? This is just random. This is just repeat of the same old shit. And who cares? Who cares now? Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, they're the good guys now. Oh, we're gonna come out and defend Michael Cole. That's enough of that. We want Asuka and Kyrie for the championships. But tonight we'll fight the Boston Connection. Holy shit, man. Even without the crowd there to shit all over this match, I can hear everybody in their homes just collectively groaning along with me. Not in pain from being sick and stricken by a virus, but being sick to death of seeing this type of stuff on WWE TV. It's more of the same. It's let's put Alexa on TV. Let's have Sasha and Bayley do nothing of importance. We got WrestleMania coming up. Nobody even still knows who Bayley's going to be fighting. It doesn't matter at this point. And it's just useless. It was absolutely useless. And the biggest thing wrong, the biggest reason it gets the poop hammer is having those girls talking to nobody instead of talking to us. Why can John Cena look in the camera and talk, oh, I miss y'all, and I'm going to see this one, and I can't wait to get back and see the guys, and this and that, looking right in the camera, and he can give a whole friggin' soliloquy, but these girls have to talk to the invisible man in the seats. Why? Use some logic. Then we get the privilege of having to relive the Elimination Chamber match for the Tag Team SmackDown. Please. Look, you were lucky you got me to sit through it the first time. You can damn well bet your bank account that the Sledgehammer of professional wrestling did not suffer through having to sit through that for a second time. I very, very quickly turned over to the Nintendo Switch, and my daughter and I decided to roll up some balls on Katamari Re-Rolled. And if you don't know what that is, go check it out. It's a crazy, weird Japanese game that I've been into forever, and it was a fun time. I had a great time, and that's what I want to do. I want to have fun. I don't want to sit here and watch something that made me tremendously sick to my stomach the first time I had to ingest it. And I'm not going to do it again. You're lucky enough that I tuned back in after that nonsense to see a Roman Reigns promo about a match that none of us want to see at WrestleMania. This is suddenly the main event. Why? That's not my main event. Right now, the only thing interesting me on that card, as far as the main event, is Drew McIntyre and Brock Lesnar. And that's not even my favorite match in the world. Like, that's not what I'm most looking forward to. But of all the things that you could have possibly given me, if this is the best you got, then I guess I'll go with that. I don't give two shits about spear versus spear. Spear versus spear. And then they had Roman Reigns, pandering to us at home and saying, oh, how wrestling ain't nothing without its fans. You think so? You think so, big dog? Did you get a treat from Vince McMahon after you delivered that nugget? Give me a break. Nobody cares. People care less about this than they actually care about Baron Corbin. That's saying something. What the hell does it matter? It doesn't matter to any one of us. Oh, how could you be like this when the world is going through such a hard time? Well, you guys want to be entertained, right? I'm going to entertain the shit out of you because SmackDown didn't. So I'm going to take everything that they gave me and I'm going to give it to you in a way where you won't feel let down and disappointed, and we're going to have a good time. We're going to talk about everything wrong with this stupid show. That's what we do here. It doesn't matter what's going on in the outside world. The hammer will come down where it's needed, just like we are going to bring it down. Since we're going to talk about Baron Corbin, let's talk about the return tonight of Jeff Hardy. Why would you talk about Jeff Hardy if you're going to talk about Baron Corbin? Well, that's a good question, young man or woman or whoever it is that asked that question. Let me explain. They brought back Jeff Hardy tonight to a no-crowd arena. Jeff Hardy's been missing for so long. Does it really matter that he came back tonight? Was it really, really necessary for you to push that? I know Paige couldn't make it because she had travel issues. Oh, Paige is stuck wherever it is because of the outbreak, and we don't really, need Paige coming back and returning tonight either, because with this no fans in attendance thing, you're wasting moments. You're wasting moments on people that are barely paying attention on television. Because it's almost like all of this stuff that's happening tonight is almost like non-canon, like nobody's counting it because nobody's seen it. I don't know, it's just weird. It's just absolutely weird. Just like having Jeff Hardy come back to no pop, which was crap, and it was really weird. No crowd for a Hardy's entrance. I don't think my body will ever register that. It just felt absolutely awkward. And they took the return of Jeff Hardy and inserted him into a match with the WWE's most hated personality, the tremendously overpushed King Corbin dickhead. And apparently, if you're looking at this on the outside, you'd have to believe that Jeff Hardy is being punished for Matt's departure. Now, I know he's just coming back and he's just getting started, and yes, he did get the win tonight in his matchup, but consider the fact that Jeff Hardy came back and had this match with Corbin, and Hardy's involvement was pretty much a side note, because we had Elias at ringside, and Elias is still got a problem with Baron Corbin because he didn't get to settle his beef before the big dog could get his hands on the dog food wonder. So it's not even about Jeff Hardy. So yeah, he gets a win, but they diminished his return. He did it in front of nobody, and what would have been another week or two? We don't know how long the whole thing is going to be this way anyway. So why not just keep him off? Use him for when we're getting back to business. Come back to SmackDown. Jeff Hardy's going to make his return. Here's a reason for you to go buy a ticket. A little bit underwhelming, if you ask me. As underwhelming as saving an announcement about Rob Gronkowski. Can you please bring me a vomit bucket right now? Now listen, being a New York guy, I don't give two shits about anybody that's played for the New England Patriots. It's just a thing. I'm a Giants fan, and I don't like the Patriots. I've never been a fan of Rob Gronkowski, and you could call me whatever it is you would call somebody that does not like their rivals based off their fandom, because that's what it is. But even if you set all that aside, and he wasn't Rob Gronkowski, and he wasn't from the New England Patriots, he could be literally anybody. Emmitt Smith from back in the 90s. I don't care. Or how about back in the 80s? William Refrigerator Perry. Lawrence Taylor. He could be any of these men. And none of them, regardless what they have done in professional wrestling, should actually be in professional wrestling. The last thing we need is another two-sports athlete, multiple sports athlete, coming to the WWE, soaking up all the camera time, bringing in all these eyeballs, the kind of eyeballs we don't want watching wrestling in the first place. For what? To pop a rating? You want to pop a rating? Don't bring in some clown that nobody gives a shit about, except for the people in Boston and Mojo the Bozo. who happen to show up here on this show to promote the fact that no, it's real, it's hype, everybody get hype, the Gronk is gonna be here, it's not signed in paper yet, but he's gonna be here. And I certainly don't care. It's bad enough we got guys like Cain Velasquez showing up and other people considering jumping sports and things like that to become part of the WWE. I don't need a Rob Gronkowski taking up TV time. All you need to do is establish your actual roster. Build the stars that you have to generate interest in the product. Don't rely on some guy who's got name and marquee value in football to get people to watch wrestling. How'd that go over with guys like Rodman and Malone back in the days in WCW? It's not always the best idea. And his immediate association with Mojo the Bozo already puts him down at 24/7 title level to me, which, as you all know, if you're a fan of this show, means you belong in the trash. I don't need Rob Gronkowski. Get your second-rate discount William Refrigerator Perry act ass out of here in 2020. We got enough trash on the roster that ain't getting over. We don't need more. What else do we got to talk about tonight? We got the Bray Wyatt promo and John Cena's promo. This was actually an excellent ending to this show. We'll talk about some of the other stuff that happened. Nothing really of importance happened on this show, by the way. It was 50% the Elimination Chamber match. The other 50% was the Triple H show. And he made the night a little bit more entertaining with his jokes and his, Triple H way of doing things. But really, the show ended pretty hot. And this was the one instance on the night where the atmosphere and not having fans in attendance, I think, actually lent to the power of the segment. Bray Wyatt wasn't holding back when he confronted John Cena tonight, and he laid it all out there. It's the story we've all expected him to tell. Bray Wyatt blames John Cena for the fact that he was just buried after his loss to John Cena at WrestleMania 30. And now John Cena's taken the stance of, well, imagine if everybody used that excuse and blamed somebody else for their own failures, and all Bray Wyatt has to do is look in the mirror, blah, 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 using the, angel card. I did nothing wrong, I'm a man of my word, and you're a loser, and you have mental problems because you want to blame me for doing what you believe I did to you. Like, it's a very standard, very basic frame of mind, very basic storyline, and it was delivered very well by both men. It was very, very entertaining. Great encounter. Very tense. But now imagine how much greater and how much more important and how much more epic this encounter would have been if Bray Wyatt had the championship on his shoulder. When he said all of the things that he said to Cena, if that championship was on his shoulder, it would have meant 1,000 times more. It would have brought so much more meaning and depth to the matchup they're about to have at WrestleMania 30. The Universal Championship is not doing that for Roman and Goldberg. It's doing the opposite. It's making everybody hate the matchup that it's involved in even more. Where if you would have kept it on The Fiend and you would have used this exact same storyline in the exact same framing, the exact same terminology, Bray Wyatt was on fire tonight and he was chilling. This was a beautiful promo on both ends. Even Cena really, really did a good job selling what he's trying to tell here in the story. But without that title, it really doesn't mean all that much. It's just a personal grudge match. And the Fiend is looking to destroy John Cena. He's going to end him at WrestleMania. It's going to be probably a good match. But this promo between these two guys may have been already the peak of this whole thing. Bray Wyatt makes his way to the ring and he mocks John Cena. He says he wonders what it would be like to be John Cena for a day. Wyatt's not sick. Cena's the one that's sick. He said Cena doesn't care about the future. He only cares about himself and being in the spotlight. Wyatt thinks about that loss from 6 years ago all the time. The voices in his head wouldn't stop, so he started to listen to them. The voices took his broken world and turned it into a funhouse. They went face to face. Bray Wyatt asked John Cena to let him in. We then had The Fiend do his little flashing across the screen, and then we went to black. It was very, very well done. I really enjoyed how they pulled this off. I just think that without the championship, it really, really brings down what they were trying to accomplish with this match. The John Cena portion of the promo was interesting as well. John Cena decided to name drop some guys. He was talking about the future. The future being guys like Ciampa and McIntyre and Riddle and Dream. It was very, very intense. It was very good. I enjoyed it very much. Jeff Hardy, like we said, we talked about, defeated Baron Corbin. Let's go through the rest of the card really quick. Daniel Bryan with Drew Gulak now defeated Cesaro of Sami Zayn's little coalition. This match came about due to a backstage altercation at the Performance Center tonight, where Daniel Bryan and Drew Gulak were openly mocked by the newly crowned Intercontinental Champion, and Cesaro stepped in to defend his captain's honor, I guess, and we have this match, Daniel Bryan versus Cesaro tonight. It was an interesting match from what we were able to see. Nothing really that spectacular happened, but it was a solid match. You're talking about Daniel Bryan versus Cesaro. You can't really ask for much better than that. This was a good match. Good enough. It was very strange without a crowd reaction, but they were getting my reaction just from watching this thing. We are going in reverse here, guys. I'm sorry, but then we talked about the Rob Gronkowski situation. We watched the Elimination Chamber replay match. Before that, what else did we have there? Before that, was there even another match before that? There was the Roman Reigns promo, and then there was the Women's Championship tag. No, so we kind of talked about everything. I thought I missed something. If I did, you can always let me know in the comments section below. If I really did miss anything, and we're not remembering anything, it's because it's not important enough to remember. It doesn't matter. We criticized the show. We told you guys what we thought was wrong with it. There's really not much else we could really hammer down on, and if we want to be a little bit easy, maybe now would be the time, because, I mean, their hands are tied. Like, what kind of a show could we have gotten? I really think they could have done better. They could have taken notes from, like, NWA Power and give us a real, like, studio-style show. Set up a guy in the back, maybe have, like, a little war room, or maybe take notes from, like, Talking Smack. You know, have Renee and somebody sitting there at the Performance Center, and you have people come in and talking about trying to build up anticipation for what's to come. Maybe even talk about what's going on. What do you guys think is going to happen? How are you affected by this? Have you been affected by it? Whatever. Make it interesting. Make it topical. Make it fun. Have a couple of matches in front of nobody, but I don't know. I thought this was just the fact that they put a 45-minute match from pay-per-view on to fill out the bulk of this show shows you just how inept this company really is at coming up with stuff. Because they really could have done better. This show would have been better off being an entire replay of last week's show, which was horrible, and I wouldn't have wanted to sit through it again, but what we got tonight didn't do nothing, so, I mean, you pretty much could have did a greatest hits of SmackDown for the year so far, which would be hard to find since there aren't very many, or they could have just went to the well like they did, and aired some pay-per-view segments on national television to bump a rating. Oh, the Chamber's on, did you go check it out? Blah, blah. Anyway, that's it. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. Like we said, nothing really much coming out of tonight's episode. Monday Night Raw supposedly is going to be like this. AEW has been canceling shows left and right. Not really sure what's going on in the world of professional wrestling right now. One of the reasons why we did not do AEW or NXT this week is because of the impending doom that we have all found ourselves in, and I have been hit hard at work. I have been putting in more hours, and then, of course, we have to settle in just like everybody else, and I had to brave the ridiculousness that is out there right now. When you see a person with 2 shopping carts filled with toilet paper and water, you just have to think to yourself, what is wrong with this person? What is wrong with this person? Do you realize that you have 196 rolls of toilet paper in your wagon right now? How much do you shit that you need that much toilet paper in your fucking wagon right now? Do you have a family of 26? Even if you did and you used 1 roll of toilet paper every month, each person, you're not going to equal 130. I mean, come on. How much water do you need? Do you guys not know that the water comes out of the sink? You know, you can just turn on the faucet, put it in your little bottle, right? And you put it in the fridge and it gets nice and cold and you could drink it. You know what? Oh, well, my water tastes like this and my water smells like that. Well, you know what else you do? You do what, our ancestors and normal people in survival mode would do. You boil the water, bro. Boil it up. Boil it for a solid 10 minutes if you must. Boils out all the impurities. Gets out all the shit. And then put it in your bottles and put it in the fridge. You don't need to buy 17 cases of Poland Spring. The world is not coming to an end. Then what are you going to do when you drank 17 cases of Poland Spring in 3 weeks' time? Is that even humanly possible? What is wrong with you people? You're running out of toilet paper. Do you not have a towel in your house that you can think about getting rid of? And maybe a little water, a little washcloth, wipe fucking... This is what I've been going through. This is why you guys haven't gotten the AEW review. I've been battling the chaos over the last couple of days, and everybody's personal lives is being shuffled around. Like, we all have things that we had planned that maybe now are not planned. Maybe you were a student and now you find yourself at home. We don't really know what's going on. But what I can guarantee to you guys is from this point on, I am going to be here for you guys to entertain you like no other. Thank you all so very much for coming back here to get through the end of days with your old buddy, the Sledgehammer of professional wrestling. And that's me. My name is Nick Nightmare. This is the team, Thor the Sledgehammer, the official Sledgehammer of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. His tag team partner, the World Heavyweight Champion of all the microphones in all the world, Mr. Blue the Snowball, the most important member of the team, as always, each and every one of you beautiful sledgeheads out there. Please, wash your hands. All right, wash your hands. Stay safe. Don't be crazy. Don't be crazy. Just be you. Do what you do. Keep it clean. Keep it safe. Do your best to get through these troubling and trying times. I don't mean to laugh, but honestly, I don't really know what else to do. If you had a good time here with me today and you liked my Triple H song at the beginning, or for whatever reason, if you had a smile on your face, now would be the time to subscribe to Sledgehammer TV for more professional wrestling content coming at you as fast as you can eat it up. And I want to thank you all who have already subscribed, getting us to so close to that 2.5. I wish it was 25K. 2.5K subscriber mark. Let's hit that shit before we get to WrestleMania. So hit that subscribe button. Make sure your notifications are turned on. If it made you laugh, if it made you cry, if it made you understand why this weird SmackDown during the outbreak was, still worthy of a hammering, then make sure you smash that thumbs up. Let me know you had a good time here today. Share this video with each and every one of your wrestling buddies all over the wrestling world, especially if maybe they didn't watch because they thought it was going to be crap, and they were correct. So you could always send them here to have a good time and get some laughs, and leave your comments in the comment section below. What do you think about tonight's show? What do you think is going to happen in the next couple of weeks? What do you think Raw's going to be like when we have to go through this shit for 3 hours? They're going to show us one of those, the women's chamber match? No thanks. Raw's bad enough. I don't want to go through that again. And that's going to make sure you check out everything else you missed on the channel. The Monday Night Raw review is live. All of the pay-per-views for the month of February have been demolished by this show, and that includes AEW Revolution, the Super Shitdown, and everything else, the Elimination Shit Chamber, and anything else they wanted to throw at us. Here is your official home to find out what was wrong with those shows and to see the hammer be brought down. That, my friends, is going to do it. We are out of here, and we will see you next time right here on your new favorite wrestling show, the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show, only on Sledgehammer TV, right here on YouTube.com, where we are always virus